Showers and storms from this morning down south of I-90. We'll have more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Well, this morning, Trump talks trade today with China, the UK, and the EU. And Scott Walker breaks his silence on the 2026 gubernatorial race, what the former governor is saying about his political future. Busy roads ahead. We'll have a few road closures and where to expect some extra police presence today. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter. It is Monday, July 28th at about 6 a.m. Thanks for joining us. We'll send it over first thing to meteorologist Art Jarrett. Art, we had some rain early morning, but we should be pretty clear now, right?
Yeah, we're getting there gradually, slowly but surely. It's looking quite beautiful this early morning. In fact, it went mostly down south towards Prairie du Chien and then pushed quickly down into Dubuque, Iowa, where they got the brunt of that storm activity. You can see some of the light storms now getting out of the way for Prairie du Chien. Get a little bit closer for you. You can see them breaking down. But man, we were looking at the storms this morning in Dubuque, and they were something else. Getting into City-Cam 8, yeah, the clouds are slowly beginning to lift, and then we're getting fair skies right now. So we're seeing just a few clouds out there all the way up into the upper atmosphere, but no fog, no low cloud activity in the forecast, but it's looking much better. You'll get into it as we go to the day. The heat was going to remain today, though. We're going to hold on to the humidity. It's going to be much warmer getting up to today, and then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll start to see cooler conditions, but we'll gradually do that for you. There's the moisture that's still kind of batching out of the region right now going towards Milwaukee. You're getting the current temperatures currently where you're looking at widespread 70s to the 60s, the upper 60s down to the south. Then we'll hold on to the temperatures for the day, about 93 degrees for La Crosse, 89 for Eau Claire, 91 for at least Prairie du Chien, 92 for Boscobel. You get into how it will feel on your skin today. Yeah, when I said it's going to be warmer, we're looking at about 101 degrees in the forecast. Carrying over to how this all shapes up going for the better part of the day. You'll get into tomorrow. Actually, we get more shower activity coming in as we go into 70s for the day. And then by the noon hour, you're seeing again by 85, warming up to about 90 degrees as we go into tomorrow with shower activity for today. Possibly later on into the afternoon, and of course getting into the evening hours, we may see that again. But for now, we'll hold on to the sunshine for your afternoon, so get out and enjoy it if you can. And you're going to be seeing some good looking rainfall over the next few days, so please get prepared for that as well. Back to you.
Former Governor Scott Walker is breaking his silence on the 2026 governor's race. Walker officially ended speculation over the weekend, saying he is not interested in running.
I'm not going to be a candidate for governor in 2026. In fact, I'm going to continue my work as president of Young America's Foundation.
But Walker didn't rule out a possible future run for another political office. So far, Republicans Bill Berrien and Josh Schoemann and Democrat Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez are all running. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has said he plans to launch a campaign as well. Senator Ron Johnson is weighing in on the governor's race. The Wisconsin Republican says the party needs to get behind a single candidate by early next year. Last week, Governor Evers announced he will not seek a third term. Meanwhile, the governor pardoning 204 people. His total number of pardons during his 2 terms is now more than 1,600. The governor said after decades of hard work to make amends and give back, he's glad to give them a fresh start. The Madeline Kingsbury Foundation hosted its first major fundraiser over the weekend. Kingsbury was the Winona mother murdered by her ex-boyfriend in 2023. The nonprofit foundation works to educate and advocate against domestic violence.
You know, it's important so that we keep staying loud for victims of domestic violence.
The funds collected will go to advocacy training and victim and community needs. Demonstrators organized on La Crosse's south side for a family's first rally. That was part of a national effort to protest the Trump administration's cuts to programs like Medicaid and food stamps. The rally also served as a food drive for the Westby Food Pantry Bethel Boutique.
We've been experiencing a higher volume of people needing food, and with the recent cuts, we're experiencing lower intake. So we're running out of food.
Volunteers with the food pantry say items like butter and hamburger meat have been harder to come by. If you'd like to help out, you can donate directly to the pantry on Black River Avenue in Westby. Authorities in Traverse City, Michigan said the man accused of a violent mass stabbing at a Walmart could face terrorism charges. 11 people were hurt Saturday. Some remain in serious condition. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
In a Walmart parking lot Saturday afternoon, shoppers confronted a man.
Throw the knife that way! just moments after authorities say he used a 3.5-inch folding knife in a mass attack at the checkout lines. 6 men and 5 women were injured. Brad Mathis witnessed it.
They finally quit trying to subdue him because of the fact that he'd cut so many people.
42-year-old Bradford Gilley was taken into custody and is now facing 11 counts of assault with intent to murder, as well as a terrorism charge.
Mr. Gilley's history shows prior assaultive incidents as well as controlled substance violations. A motive has not yet been determined.
The FBI is assisting with the investigation. Police believe the suspect was in the store a half hour before starting the attack. All the victims are expected to survive.
I'm actually pleased to report that overnight we have treated and released 1 patient.
Authorities praised bystanders who jumped in to protect others and treat the wounded before paramedics arrived.
Be vigilant. Know that no area is immune to this type of activity, unfortunately.
The suspect remains in jail and will appear in court for arraignment this week. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
As of yesterday, 2 victims remained hospitalized in serious condition. In a statement, Walmart said it's working to provide emotional support to impacted employees. No word on the condition of an e-biker hit by a car in Winona. Police say that happened on Highway 61 in Huff Street yesterday. The biker was taken to the hospital. No other injuries were reported. Heavy police presence in a La Crosse neighborhood yesterday. Multiple officers surrounded a house on the corner of Rose and Carr Street. At one point, police reportedly wouldn't let neighbors into their homes. Officers told News 8 it was tied to an active investigation. And if you are traveling on Rose Street today, you'll see police presence for a different reason. Police say they're conducting speed enforcement on Rose Street between Clinton and Palace. No word on the specific hours. And another travel alert, George Street in La Crosse is closed between Clinton and Logan for sewer repair work. Northbound traffic should use Ranger Drive. Southbound should use Gillette, Rose, and Clinton. The construction is expected to last until Friday. An art fair in La Crosse is benefiting a good cause. The La Crosse chapter of the American Association of University Women hosted its annual art fair at the Green at Viterbo. The fair was free, but donations go to local scholarships and grants for women seeking higher education.
Education opens a lot of doors to people. To high schoolers, we give scholarships to college students, and like I said, to older students returning.
Besides great artwork, the fair also included refreshments and food trucks and a raffle of the artist's work. Coulee Region motorcyclists are uniting to fight against a childhood autoimmune disease. This weekend was the 23rd annual Chad Erickson Memorial Thunder Ride for juvenile diabetes. The ride raises funds for families affected by the disease in the La Crosse area and spreads awareness.
It affects a lot of families. It's a very expensive disease to battle, and we're here to give back any way we can for that. So we raise money and then donate it to the Gunderson Medical Foundation and Mayo Health Systems.
About 200 bikers took part and ended with the celebration at Schwertel Family Farms in Trumpelow. They were hoping to raise $70,000. The time now is 6:06. Still ahead on your morning news. Social Security benefits are predicted to drop in the next decade. We'll tell you by how much. New tax rules for your Goodwill and Salvation Army donations, and a new safety feature for women passengers on rideshare apps. And President Trump hosting some major trade talks today. Coming up, we'll tell you what's on the table. And for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A lot of Western fun this weekend at the Houston Hoedown Days in Minnesota. There was a parade. You're seeing footage from that now, a craft market, and a tractor pull. The Houston Hoedown event has been running since 1974. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with another beautiful look at the white marlin capital of the world, that is Ocean City, Maryland. Look how nice that looks. Some people stretching on the beach, walking. Oh, wish it was me. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is after the break.
US Cellular makes it easy to switch. Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in.
We don't even have to trade in our teeth?
Nope.
I almost lost this one.
Get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, built for us.
ZZ Top, Darius Rucker, Third Eye Blind, and more. From live music and family fun to fireworks and interactive art, all for $55. It's not just a festival, it's an experience. Get your tickets now at AshleyForTheArts.com.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
We see you out there making the most of every moment.
Happy birthday, buddy.
One big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices. Like select tires, rewards members can buy 3, get 1 free, and get an extra $20 instant savings. 15% off select brakes, steering, and suspension parts. And save $50 on these Real Truck roll-up truck bed covers. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
For over 40 years, Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Door has been the go-to company for anything glass and door. We offer a large stock inventory of CEHI garage doors to help you find the perfect fit. As a locally owned business, we take pride in our work and always get the job done. From commercial glass and glazing to residential glass and CEHI garage doors, we have the experience and expertise to help you. Call or visit our website today.
As we near the end of construction on our new store, we've got some great offers during the Make This the Summer event at Chrysler Winona. Right now, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee El Laredo starts at $38,490. That's $7,000 off MSRP. Packed with features like 3-row seating and second-row captain's chairs, power sunroof, heated seats and steering wheel, remote start, and so much more. At $38,490, it's priced better than a used one. So see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Right now, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in.
Are we having the wool pulled over our eyes here?
No, and you get the latest phones.
iPhone. Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
All right, we've got today heat coming into the forecast, holding on to this nice little dome of cloud cover that's still sticking around. It's slowly but surely going to break down. Sunshine is on the way. There it is right there. And eventually we'll get into sunny skies holding on up to Eau Claire as well. You see this already happening here with low cloud activity still holding on out in the distance. High clouds starting to lift up even more so. Drier roadways than what we had earlier this morning. Some light showers here. Then eventually over La Crosse early in the morning, about 1 o'clock in the morning, we had a storm or two, and then that kind of swept out of the region and moved southward. And we get into near Black River Falls. Roadways are starting to dry out here slowly but surely. 74 degrees out there. The heat is on. This morning we have the shower and storm activity, which we saw, most of which kind of sagged down, but we have more on the way. We have destabilization going in from Denver all the way into the Dakotas, and that's going to start up new storm activity that's going to be working its way towards the Minnesota region. Eventually that's going to come in and break down on top of us. Slowly but surely we'll get a storm or two and then pretty much showers to finish out the better part of the day as we go into the next day or two. Holding on to the fog trackers, I told you everything's way up to the north. Not an issue today for fog, but we'll also have this. We'll get into it as you go through the day. Sunshine, it'll feel like it's in the 90s, about 101 by the 4 o'clock hour. By 90s by 101 by the 4 o'clock hour. It'll feel on your skin. 92 degrees for your forecast. Holding on to Eau Claire, we got the sunshine. Temperatures up in the upper 80s, around 90 degrees, near 90. It'll feel like 95 degrees on your skin. So the heat is here. The winds were at 50 to 60 miles per hour this early morning. They've broken down, most of which were down to the south. We'll get into the highs for the day. You get into the possibility of this with an isolated storm or two. So I'm telling you about the destabilization. That may bring in more clouds later on today. So all of a sudden you'll see sunshine and then boom, clouds start to come out of nowhere. And so that's what's probably going to happen. So as we go into the next few days, we'll hold on to the possibility of getting warmer conditions gradually, or at least down to the mild. We'll hold on to at least drier conditions to finish out the next few days, but temperatures will be cooling starting tomorrow. Back to you.
In our morning consumer news, President Trump is opening a golf course in Scotland tomorrow. He's also making time for tariff talks during his trip and is holding a bilateral meeting with the UK Prime Minister today. Meanwhile, members of his team will have trade talks with China. Amy Kiley has the latest on the negotiations.
This is a major moment for transatlantic trade.
Today, the Trump administration is holding talks with two countries ahead of trade deadlines early next month. President Donald Trump is meeting UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer in Scotland. The White House says they'll refine a trade deal outline they signed last month. Meanwhile, European Union countries are considering whether to approve a framework Trump and the EU Commission president unveiled yesterday. It involves a 15% tariff on EU imports. That's lower than the rate Trump had threatened to impose this Friday.
I don't think the countries that are not going to go along with this are going to have a choice because they're between a rock and Donald Trump.
Also today, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is in Sweden for trade talks with Chinese officials. The U.S. and China have an outline for an agreement and a goal of finalizing a deal by August 12th.
The more deals we have with other countries, the more leverage it gives the president and his team.
Analysts say the agreements are giving U.S. businesses clarity about how much money they'll have to spend on tariffs. Economists predict they'll pass on at least some of the costs to consumers.
As we get into this back to school timeframe, September and October, people are really going to notice those price increases because now we actually know what the formula looks like going forward.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And Social Security checks could soon shrink. Dual-income couples may see $18,000 less per year if they retire in 2033 compared to now. The estimated 24% drop is due to a projected depletion of Social Security's Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. New tax rules change how you can deduct charitable donations. Standard deduction filers can write off up to $1,000 in cash gifts, $2,000 for joint filers. That's double the old pandemic limit. Non-cash gifts like clothes or food face stricter limits. Those who itemize deductions can only deduct cash contributions that exceed 0.5% of their adjusted gross income. And Uber is updating its ride-sharing app to include a feature pairing female drivers with female riders. The pilot program is the company's latest move to address safety concerns. Women will be able to request female drivers when booking, and female drivers can set a similar preference, but it's not guaranteed. Lyft made a similar move last year. That's a look at your consumer news. We'll send it back over to meteorologist Art Jarrett now. He's got another update on that forecast.
Okay, as that goes along, we're going to close this out right now and get back to you all right now, slowly but surely. We'll get into how this all shapes up. All right, so we're going to be seeing the possibility of showers and storms coming into the forecast later on today. We'll see the possibility here, starting with these showers and storms coming into the afternoon and then finishing out possibly again into the evening hours and then getting out of the region. We're also going to be much cooler, so we go into this. We'll get out of that. You already know now the forecast. You've seen that coming. I wanted to work on that because we needed to change that out a bit because it's outdated. You're getting into these showers and storms that are here right now. We're holding on to the possibility of getting into more of these showers and storms, holding on to the forecast. Let's get back here. And of course, you can see them coming out of the Dakotas as well, pretty much destabilizing the whole region right here, going right here with the warmth coming in from the Gulf. You can see the moisture there. And of course, all the way from South Dakota working into the Minnesota area, that's where it's all going to be destabilized, holding on to the possibility of northern Iowa as well, and then working into our forecast for tomorrow. So that comes in, destabilizes this whole particular region, and that could come back again later on today. So that's still up in the air right now. So they're watching all of that coming out of the Denver region for now. Today, we have the 93 degrees. We have to worry about what's happening here locally that we do know about. You've got more 90s down to the south. Viroqua still holding on to about 88 degrees. So most of this kind of coming in air and then kind of coming back again from the south as well. So again, we'll see some pretty good looking temperatures once again. Feels like temperatures, as I mentioned before, as we get to the noon hour today, about 90 degrees for us here, up to 86 for Eau Claire, holding on to his finish out the day. It's going to feel like 101 degrees on your skin, and about pretty much the low 90s up to the north. We'll go all the way into tomorrow as we get back into it here with more heat coming back in for the afternoon. 85 for La Crosse, about 84 for Eau Claire. Everybody else in the upper 80s possibly in the forecast as well. Most of the heat still down to the south, but it will contend as we finish out going into Tuesday. It'll feel like 90 degrees and it'll feel like 86 up there. Up to the north, we still have this risk for heat in in the forecast, not so much for smoke and haze. We have the rainfall that's still kind of moving through the region. As we go through tonight, you can see storm activity possibly coming back again. Somehow this may come back a little bit earlier into the overnight, but for now it's looking like it's coming back tomorrow, which the forecast was holding on for today. But there are some changes coming up, and that's what I'm trying to work with you here about. So you're going to see this come back in the morning hours all the way from the north, working down to the south again, pretty much bound by Prairie du Chien, getting towards Dubuque. You're having the rainfall amounts all the way up to about 1.5 inches, all the way down to that for pretty much the better part. About 1/4 inch up to the north, though. The thing is they're loosening up on that. We'll hold on to this as we finish out going into the next few days, where we'll find ourselves getting into locations holding on to temperatures that are going to be pretty much into the temperatures reading up to the 90s today, some upper 80s, and eventually finishing out with temperatures warming up, or at least cooling down, I should say, as we go into tomorrow, and then following suit like that as well. So let's look at your forecast. More about that coming up in just a moment.
Thank you, Art. Coming up for us, RFK Jr. plans to dismiss another entire advisory health panel. We'll have more on the Preventative Services Task Force and how the dismissal could disrupt insurance services.
Coming up in sports, the Brewers looking to bounce back. Milwaukee hasn't been swept since the first series of the season, and it took some late inning heroics for them to get it done. See the action coming up in the Morning Blitz.
As my go-to guy, can you fix my smartphone?
Yes.
Do you have car batteries?
Yeah.
What about golf car batteries?
Of course.
Battery from a G-Fob?
Absolutely.
My boat?
Huge variety.
Toy boat?
Sure.
Motorcycles?
You bet.
My apartment building?
Whole building.
Do you have batteries for my party lights?
Yeah.
Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
This river wasn't dammed in a day, and GMC trucks weren't built overnight. Like every American achievement, they are a result of dedication. Over 100 years dedicated to the art of engineering and the ambition to always move this country forward. Get 0% APR plus $4,000 purchase allowance on select Sierra 1500 models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
Dutch Boy. It's only paint. It's only paint that goes on easy with a super smooth finish. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only durable, dependable, change your life Dutch Boy paint.
You got batteries for my side-by-side?
Yes.
Replace my flashlight?
Sure thing. What about my business?
Oh, good one.
100%. Batteries for my fleet of trucks?
Gas floor scrubbers?
Yes, and fire panels. We have pallets of batteries.
Well, what about...
As your go-to guy, if it needs a battery, we have it.
Well, that's all you had to say.
Could have led with that.
Batteries Plus, the experts in charge.
It's an easy puzzle to solve. The one app your phone can't live without. Bringing you local news, sports, streaming video, and a lot more. The News 8 Now app. Get it today. Oh, and good job on the puzzle. News 8 Now Sports.
To the Morning Blitz. It was a rough start to the weekend for the Brewers, dropping their first 2 games of the series against the Marlins. Milwaukee hasn't been swept since the first series of the year when they dropped the first 3 games of the season to the Yankees. So let's go to American Family Field. Brandon Woodruff making his 4th start of the season, but in some trouble in the first inning. Runners at the corners and Kyle Stowers singles out to left. That scores a run. Marlins going to take an early lead. Brewers would answer. In the 3rd, man on for Jackson Chourio, and he gets one down the line in left field. Eric Haas, he's going to round third. He's going to come in to score from first, and Chourio makes it 20 straight games with a hit. This one ties it up. 4th inning now, and Woody makes a mistake here as Roberto Hernandez all over this pitch, over the wall and right. Miami goes in front. 8th inning, 2 outs, and the Brewers getting aggressive on the base paths. Blake Perkins steals second. He's safe, and that would be key because a few pitches later, Andrew Vaughn sends one deep to center field. Now, it's not a home run, but it bounces over the wall for a ground rule double, so Perkins gets to come in to score. We're tied at 2. Then in the 9th, bases loaded for Perkins, and he's going to walk it off deep to center field, and the Brewers picking up a much-needed win, 3-2, the final. So let's go to Chicago for a quick check-in on the Cubs. First inning, Pete Crow Armstrong at the plate just does get the ball past the third base line, and it's trouble. Both runners going to come around to score, and the Cubs take an early 2-0 lead. Later, 5-1 Cubs, but things would get interesting. Andrew Benintendi going to rip a 3-run home run out over the wall in right, but the Cubs going to close it out. They hold on for the win 5-4. So here's what we've got for the NL Central standings after the weekend. The Brewers and the Cubs both tied at the top. Both teams with the second best record in baseball at 62-43. Reds are 6.5 games back. Cardinals 9 games back, and not listed the Pirates, who are 18.5 back. And that sets up a huge series in Milwaukee starting later tonight. Brewers hosting the Cubs for 3 games, and it's going to be electric. Game 1 tonight, Jacob Misiorowski up against Matthew Boyd. Then in Game 2 tomorrow, Quinn Priester versus the former Brewer Colin Ray. And on Wednesday, it's Freddie Peralta versus Shota Imanaga. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Wednesday is wing night at River City Grill. 5 delicious wings for only $5. And $1 off all domestic beers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Check out our selection of smart home products from Fight Electric. This battery-powered outdoor camera is completely wireless and easy to set up. Right now, just $64.96 after rebate. We carry a great selection of Hunter ceiling fans. They're perfect for adding light, comfort, and style to any room and can help you save on energy costs. Pick up this low-profile ceiling fan for $94.95 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. Mike Sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud Bass.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on Bronco. Or lease Bronco for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Furnish your home with The Forest at Black River Furniture Outlet, Wisconsin's best priced furniture store. Browse cozy Amish rockers, customizable easy sofas made in Wisconsin, and stunning handmade dining sets in hickory, walnut, aspen, and barnwood. Shop pantries, counter bars, gun cabinets, and more. Style your space this season with our cabin rug collection. Multiple sizes available. Swing by the bed shed for rustic bedroom sets, bunk beds, and Amish-made office furniture. Family and veteran owned. Visit Black River Furniture Outlet this summer.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Ready for takeoff!
Because we know your house is more than a home.
Whoa!
It's where their dreams take flight.
Hey, Dad!
And when you feel protected, your family can dream fearlessly.
How's it going, Captain?
A-OK.
Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Hey, Nick. Like your usual?
Yeah, please.
How's your day going?
Oh, pretty good. Air conditioning went out at the house, and I got some guys coming over to fix it.
And nothing that G&T can't take your mind off of, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. I can always depend on G&T to put my mind at ease.
Especially when I make them, eh?
Well, I'm talking about G&T heating and air conditioning. They have never let me down.
Call GNT.
For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Maybe I should switch to G&T.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Wednesday is wing night at River City Grill. 5 delicious wings for only $5. And $1 off all domestic beers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Call Hupy and Abraham. They really do mean business.
holding on to showers and storms still looking down to the south. We'll talk about what's next coming up in just a moment.
Right now this morning, Trump talks trade today with China, the UK, and the EU. And Scott Walker breaks his silence on the 2026 gubernatorial race, what the former governor is saying about his political future, and why drowning happens without warning. Lacrosse fire expert joins us with what parents need to know this summer. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter on this Monday, July 28th. It is about 6:30 a.m. Happy Monday, everybody. We'll start by sending it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He is tracking the weather for us. What can we expect out there today, Art?
Do we really want to do this? Can I just go home, go to bed, and just start over, possibly? Let's get that done here. We're looking at a view of what was just absolutely stormy and ridiculous. It's absolutely gorgeous right now in Dubuque, Iowa. There was like so much water on the ground, you just couldn't even see the lines that were on the ground where all that where people parked their cars. That's how bad it was, with storm activity lighting up the sky. Now it's all broken down. We've got some light showers that continue to work out of Prairie du Chien and then can clear the skies gradually, as you can see, most of which is now tracking south of Prairie du Chien out of the region. So we're good with that. We're looking at stormy activity as out of the region for now, but we're holding on to releasing some of these clouds to break down a bit. But you'll notice some of these clouds are still thickening up just a wee bit. Yeah, these clouds were supposed to be breaking down, and of course they're seemingly opening up to at least mostly cloudy skies right now for La Crosse, opening up the skies to sunnier conditions as you get into Eau Claire right now. So we're keeping an eye on this due to the destabilization of moisture that's happening over the Rockies and extending toward Minnesota. We'll get into heat. That's going to be a part of our day today. That is going to continue to cook us up to about 101 degrees. It'll feel on your skin. That moisture is coming on as all that drier air is following right behind it, as you can see. So temperatures right now in the 70s. We're also going to be picking up the possibility of high temperatures in the 90s today. Low 90s with some upper 80s to middle 80s in the forecast. 89 for Eau Claire, 91 for Prairie du Chien. It will feel like it's about 101 degrees on your skin as we finish out the day for us today. Eau Claire will feel like 94, 97 in Prairie du Chien, 97 in Soldiers Grove, 93 over in Viroqua, 96 in areas right by over in Black River Falls in Sparta. We'll finish out the day tomorrow, I should say tomorrow morning, in the 70s. Once again, getting back to at least feeling like we're in the 80s as we go into the afternoon for tomorrow at noon. And then eventually by 4 o'clock, we're looking at 90-degree heat to about 86-degree heat in our forecast, with more 90s down to the south. Rainfall possibilities up to 1.5 inches or less in the forecast. More to the east, you're looking at maybe 3/4 of an inch or less in the forecast. That's a look at what I've got going on for you. More about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Thank you, Art. Former Governor Scott Walker breaking his silence on the 2026 gubernatorial race. Walker officially ended speculation over the weekend, saying he is not interested in running.
I'm not going to be a candidate for governor in 2026. In fact, I'm going to continue my work as president of Young America's Foundation.
Walker didn't rule out a possible future run for another political office. So far, Republicans Bill Berrien and Josh Schoemann, plus Democrat Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez, are all running. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley has said he's planning an official campaign launch as well. Senator Ron Johnson is weighing in on the governor's race. The Wisconsin Republican says the party needs to get behind a single candidate early next year. Last week, Governor Evers announced he's not seeking a third term. And the governor pardoning 204 people. His total number of pardons during his 2 terms is now more than 1,600. Evers said after decades of hard work to make amends and give back, he's glad to give them a fresh start. The Madeline Kingsbury Foundation hosted its first major fundraiser this weekend. Kingsbury was the Winona mother murdered by her ex-boyfriend in 2023. The nonprofit foundation works to educate and advocate against domestic violence.
You know, it's important so that we keep staying loud for victims of domestic violence.
The funds collected will go to advocacy training and victim and community needs. No word yet on the condition of an e-biker hit by a car in Winona. Police say that happened on Highway 61 and Huff Street yesterday. The biker was taken to the hospital. No other injuries were reported. Heavy police presence in the La Crosse neighborhood yesterday. Multiple officers surrounded a house on the corner of Rose and Carr Street. At one point, police reportedly wouldn't let neighbors into their homes. Officers told News 8 Now it's tied to an active investigation. If you're traveling on Rose Street today, expect to see a police presence. Police say they'll conduct speed enforcement on Rose Street between Clinton and Palace. They have not told us what exact time. And another travel alert, George Street in La Crosse is closed between Clinton and Logan Street for sewer repair work. Northbound traffic should use Ranger Drive. Southbound traffic should use Gillette, Rose, and Clinton. The construction is expected to last all week. And it can be hard for some people to do the more physical activities that many take for granted. Chief photographer Chuck Ozma found a couple of organizations helping people get on and enjoy the river in this morning's eyepiece.
Hey, here we go.
We love to water ski, and we like to just share our love for the water and getting out on the water and skiing with people that might not otherwise have that opportunity.
You take a rope and roll. They get super tangled.
I just come down here because I like water skiing. We come like almost every year.
You know, I just feel the wind in my face, and I enjoy like the feeling of being like on top of the waves.
They're not just kids, so we have people here as young as 10, I think, coming today, and as old as maybe 56. So there are individuals coming that have cognitive challenges, some with physical challenges, and they're just people from this region, as well as I think we have someone coming from past Madison area. So they come from all over the area.
It was a fun experience. The second one I liked the most, actually, because like I got to feel the sense of like being in control of myself out there.
Last year, both of our days were about 60 degrees and raining, and the volunteers all still come. They all are so happy to be involved and give back to the community. We all share a love for water skiing and are just excited to share it with other people. Just pure joy. It's amazing to see the pure joy on their faces when they get out in the water. They feel that wind in their hair. They're doing something that maybe they have seen others do in the past, but never imagined it would be possible for them.
All right, looks like a fun time, and they'll be back in the water at Airport Beach on August 14th. Time now for some morning medical news. Health Secretary RFK Jr. plans to remove all 16 advisors on the Preventative Services Task Force. The task force makes recommendations about preventative services like cancer screenings. The Affordable Care Act requires insurers to provide those recommended services at no cost. It's unclear who he'll replace the board with or if he plans to replace it at all. Living in hot places doesn't just make your skin age faster, it does it to your entire body. A study found people who experienced at least 140 days of a heat index over 90 degrees aged up to 14 months faster than those who only experienced 10 such days per year. That's about the same as the impact of smoking or heavy alcohol use. And now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got an update on our forecast. This week is going to be a week that ages us, huh?
It's aged me already. I just want to go home. Right now, I'm just telling you right now. Let's get into it real quick. I'm going to give you a view, and I'm going to use this to give you. I'm going to show you this not once but twice when I come back again, holding on to this wind that's going to be kicking in. Earlier this morning, we had winds up to 50 to 60 miles per hour down by Prairie du Chien and, of course, down by Dubuque, especially Dubuque. We get into it here right now. You're going to see these winds are light, but then we'll carry over into the possibility of these winds picking up later on. So I'm going to go backwards, and I'm going to take you right to here. I'm going to show you 74 to about 78 degrees, warming up our local temperatures. Then we get into that sunshine, as I showed you before, drier conditions. In fact, you see that continue on. Drier air is on the way. This could destabilize, and we could also find ourselves back into more showers and storms to finish out the day. It's not just done yet. We get into it. This is what I want to show you. The wind gusts, as you get into it here for tomorrow, could get up to 39 miles per hour to near 40 miles per hour in the morning for 5 o'clock in the morning for La Crosse, 39 for Caledonia, 34 for Lansing. Then continue to pick up as they go across here. These actually will be about 43 to about 44 miles per hour as you go into Sparta all the way down into Soldiers Grove, believe it or not. Then we see this kind of drop back down, 26 for Caledonia, 14 for La Crosse, and then it backs down and it pretty much gets weaker. We'll hold on to how this all shapes up going into the next day or so. Heat advisories in play. We've got that till 8 p.m. later on, starts at noon today, and then the heat comes into the forecast. All right, so we've got that. We get into the zones, you're going to be seeing Mindoro all the way to 90 degrees, getting into Shelby at 93, La Crosse at 93. So the heat is here. We'll get back into areas right by Prairie du Chien after the rainfall we had today, 91 degrees, Viroqua at 89. You've got some big heat as you get into Steuben as well. Right back into Stoddard as well, picking about 91 degrees. You get back up to Osseo, about 88 degrees there, then 93 for La Crosse, as I mentioned. But over in Black River Falls and Sparta, you've got the 91 degree mark. When I come back, we'll give you an overview how this all shapes up. I want to take you up to the north just to show you Eau Claire. You're going to be getting up to about 89 degrees, and it's going to feel like it's a lot warmer on your skin, like you're in the 90s. So more about that coming up for you in just a moment.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Stella's turning 8. She loves spending time with mom, dad, her brother, and her 2 cats and dog, Gertie.
Happy birthday to you, Stella. And if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, that's right. Just upload their photos to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Still ahead, protecting your family from the leading cause of accidental death in children, Mindful Monday. We have a guest from the La Crosse Fire Department joining us with those water safety tips after the break.
Hiring the wrong personal injury attorney can cost you a lot. Researching personal injury attorneys costs you nothing. We're confident that your research will lead you to buy Goff and Rohde. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
Time to stock up on deals at Fleet Farm's Truckload Super Sale, July 31st through August 3rd. Get a Blackstone 28-inch Omnivore griddle bundle for just $269.99. Our own 24 packs of drinking water are 4 for $10. A WorkMax linkable 30-inch LED shop light is only $6.59. And 40-pound bags of black oil sunflower seed are just $18.99. Head to your local Fleet Farm to haul away truckload savings. And check out our weekly ad for even more deals at fleetfarm.com.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
There's a reason Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. A heartbeat strong, steady, unwavering. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only America's most dependable truck will do. In every Chevy truck, like every Chevy driver, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on this Silverado, plus $1,000 cash allowance. That's over $7,000 total value, plus $5,250 total cash allowance for current Chevy owners.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present the Community Calendar. For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
You know it's time to replace some windows, a patio door, an entry door, or all of them. The Borg Stores provided skillful installation of quality products for thousands of your neighbors for 35 years. Double hung slider, casement, awning windows, double glazing, triple glazing, white windows, black windows, wood grain. Our experienced sales staff will help you choose what's best for you, provide a detailed proposal, and a firm price. No pressure, no nonsense. One window or a house full, call or visit the Borg Store for a prompt free estimate. More than you expect for less than you thought.
For 50 years, Buy Goff and Rohde has been representing people, not insurance companies. Judges respect us. Other lawyers recommend us, and we've earned our awards. BGR, object to anything less than the best.
All right, let's get into this forecast, get this thing done, show you what's happening out there. Holding on to how this all shapes up, we're looking at temperatures as we go into the noon hour to be fairly dry. We're also going to see temperatures in the 80s widespread. Then we pick up again, holding on to temperatures by 5 o'clock, 89 degrees for La Crosse, 87 for Eau Claire, 89 down in Prairie du Chien, with upper 80s in the forecast for everybody else down to the south. We'll get into clouds increasing as we get into the 10 o'clock hour. Moisture starting to sneak into the corner there, as you can see, working its way closer to us, as this is part part of that destabilization. However, this may work into the forecast a little bit earlier as we get into it, but for now, this is what it's showing. Minnesota showing it big time. Storm activity working in with a nice little bow echo coming across the region. Then it shifts down southward towards Black River Falls. Eau Claire has light to moderate rainfall with a tinge of that getting all the way up to Ladysmith, back down to areas by La Crosse. We're in the heavier rainfall right into the northern portion here. Holman, you've got that going on for you as we go into 5 o'clock in the morning. That goes all the way into Black River Falls. Sparta, you're all a part of that as well. Down to the south, also Caledonia, and then that goes southward with moderate rainfall. By the time we get in the 7 o'clock hour, 2 hours later, we're looking at La Crosse still in the crosshairs, getting into that with light to moderate shower activity. Then we see Sparta still in it. Black River Falls has a tinge out to the east of it, and then down to the south for Iroquois and the light rainfall, then picking up the heavier rainfall as we click through the 7 o'clock hour all the way into the 8 o'clock hour. Pretty much done after that. You can see Boscobel picking up that rainfall now. Prairie du Chien getting some of that as well as we go through the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock hour there. Finishing out, it's up and done. Maybe a few showers breaking across areas by Ladysmith as well by the 12 o'clock hour for the noon time for Tuesday, but then that's about it. You'll see some few showers kind of drop back down to the ground by Black River Falls, but I suspect they won't be hitting the ground at all because temperatures are in the 80s and the 70s. Holding on to the 10 o'clock hour with cloud cover sneaking back again as we cut across going into Wednesday. By the noon hour, you're seeing showers trying to get across the region. Now, I've been watching other models that have been saying we're getting rainfall all the way from the morning hours, all the way into the afternoon, and all the way through the evening. So I'm just going to say we have the possibility of that happening. Still coming in with more showers by the 2 o'clock hour, continuing on for La Crosse. That continues to go all the way to the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour. By 7 o'clock, we've broken off showers down to the Prairie du Chien, and that's about it. You can see maybe Vogue-Field picks that up. So that's what's happening. So the models are trying to figure things out as well as I am. As we get into it here, you're going to be looking at maybe about 1.5 inches of rainfall in the forecast. Humidity is going to come in, break this down all the way from Denver back into Omaha, back into the Minnesota region, and then that's the possibility of getting something like this with 90s widespread the heat in the forecast coming up from the south. Tuesday, you've got storm activity working in the forecast as well with storms, then showers. And as we finish out over the next few days, we'll be looking at conditions like this, giving way to possibly about 90s, then the 80s in the forecast was followed by 70s by Wednesday, cooling down again by Wednesday and Thursday with more 70s with 80s to finish out going into 80 for Friday and then near 80 for Saturday going into the weekend. Be safe.
As your kids head to the pools and the lakes this summer, there's a deadly danger that we all need to know about. Drowning claims 11 lives daily, and it can happen in as little as 30 seconds, according to the Red Cross. It can also be completely silent. Lieutenant Jay Lindahl, leader of LCFD's water rescue team, is here on this Mindful Monday with some tips for us all. Good morning. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, this is definitely a very important conversation. So why is drowning called the silent killer?
Yeah, so the silent killer, we get water in our airway when a drowning starts, and it makes it hard to yell for help.
Right.
And also our body starts to have a reaction to that cold water typically, and it makes it hard to shout for help. So hence silent killer.
Okay.
Also, someone's in the water, they're starting to tread water. So it makes it hard to even get their arms up. So these things can happen quick without anyone noticing.
Okay, and then you think about pools, lakes, boats, those are all loud places too, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure that kind of goes into not being able to hear. Is there one biggest mistake or maybe biggest mistakes that you see parents making around water?
Yeah, so 80% of drownings happen with a parent present.
Wow.
So it's a good opportunity if your child's in the water, whether it's at a pool or a beach or on the river, we need to be present. So put the phone down for a little while, really focus on that. Try to have multiple people focused on it, as many eyes as possible. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a big mistake people make is,
Yeah.
you know, it's easy just to check something quick and it happens that fast.
We get so used to always checking the phone too,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so definitely something to be mindful of for sure. We also know that nearly half of drowning deaths are infants and toddlers. Those can be the hardest to keep up with. I have a 2-year-old, he never stops moving. So what should us parents of these littles who are just on the go, so chaotic all the time, what can we do to keep them safe?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a couple little ones and they fly
It's
around.
hard, yeah.
So as you said, 11 drownings per day, so 4,000 per year. It's the leading cause in deaths in children under 4.
Yeah.
So some things we can do. If you have a pool, let's make sure our kids have a barrier around it so they can't get too close. And then as far as pools, beaches, or rivers, swim lessons. It's a very easy thing to get your children enrolled in so they have the skills to help themselves. And under 50% of people in the general population have never taken swim lessons. So it's something really easy we can do for our children. Another thing is a PFD that fits. So I have an infant one here. And something to remember with it is we have a strap that goes between their legs because it's really easy for these to slide right off an infant when they get on. So we need to make sure they're fitted appropriately and they're U.S. Coast Guard approved. And that we have the straps on all correctly.
Yeah, make sure you're using that, right? I see a lot of kids with those kind of just hanging.
They're just hanging, right? And then a lot of people want to use like arm floaties. It's not Coast Guard approved. And the other thing is it really hinders that kid because it brings their arms up and now they're having a harder time trying to swim in the water. And it keeps them upright instead of having to be able to get forward to swim correctly. So sometimes those are a false sense of security.
Yes, and we do hear that sometimes they maybe only have one on and they hop in and they think they're safe. So this is kind of the life jacket is more of what's recommended.
We want to get them swim lessons and really comfortable in that water, but if we're going to be on the beach or river where all of a sudden water conditions are a factor too besides a pool, this is a great tool to have on your kids.
Get them in there. Okay, great. And so what should parents do if a child does go under? We know time is so limited. What's the first thing we should do?
Yeah. Don't delay calling 911. Hopefully there's someone else there that you can say, call 911. My child's having an emergency or they're drowning, right? But I'm not going to tell you to stand by. The things we teach are reach, throw, row, go. So, you know, if we're at a pool, as you can see here, we have a reach pole. It extends. That might be a really good tool in a pool that can reach across the whole thing. But now we get to a beach or the river on a boat, and we have current. So a throw bag might be a really good tool. We can throw this out to them. Another thing we could throw is an extra life jacket, just flotation that they can grab onto. And the last thing we can do is go help them. But if we're going to do that, we want to make sure you're confident in yourself and your skills because we don't want two people to be in trouble. Now, I'm never going to tell a parent not to go help their kid, obviously. But yeah, we want to be confident and make sure you have a PFD on before you try to go help your child or help another. So, but again, don't delay calling 911. I'm here at La Crosse Fire Department. We have 14 people ready to respond on that specific call. So we're ready to go.
And even if you shout it, if you're in a public place, I'm sure someone will call it.
Someone will call it, and then we have a lot of tools and training to come assist with that.
And we so appreciate that service to the community. So thank you so much for being here again with us. Nice to see you. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
We're celebrating Home Furniture's 51st anniversary. Right now, get our best finance offer ever and pay no interest until 2030. Get this sectional for just $19 a month or pay cash and get an extra 10% off, just $8.99. The 51st anniversary sale, now at Home Furniture.
We know, like, if we help one person and if we impact their life and have such a positive influence on them when they're coming in here working on sometimes the hardest thing for themselves that they can do, and they can then help the next 3 to 5 people that they encounter, our reach goes more.
Are we looking to enjoy time with our family? Are we looking to get up and down off the floor with our grandkids? Are we looking to go travel and experience retirement a little bit differently? We're in your corner through the ups and the downs that life has to offer because we know that they'll happen.
Head over to unityfitnesspro.com today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
It's the summer sales event. Great time to buy. Nice weekend, Hank?
Spectacular. Took the family camping, courtesy of Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years. Morgan?
Baseball tournament. My Sports at the Homeland Field.
How about you two?
Mud bath.
Get 0 down, 0% financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month with 0 down. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Sleep your best sleep on a Beautyrest Black mattress from Home Sleep Express. During the anniversary sale, pay no interest until 2030, plus get free white glove delivery, setup, and a 120-night guarantee. Sleep first class on a Beautyrest Black mattress from Home Sleep Express.
News 8, the Salvation Army, and the YMCA are helping the community go back to school with Stuff the Bus. Stop by the La Crosse or Onalaska Walmarts on August 8th and fill the bus with school supplies. Donate new supplies or cash, and we'll put them in the backpacks for the students in our community who need it most. We'll see you at Walmart on August 8th to help us stuff the bus. Brought to you by these great community partners and proudly sponsored by Cooley Bank. Miss a story or need to watch it again? Find them all on the News 8 Now app. You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Thousands of community members sat for a lunch in Denver at what organizers said was the longest table in the U.S. The nonprofit group Longer Tables said the mile-long table had places for more than 5,200 people. That included 1,300 pounds of chicken and more than 2 tons of produce from local farmers and ranchers. The idea for a mile-long table was inspired by Denver's nickname as the Mile High City. Time now for your morning news now. Former Governor Scott Walker breaking his silence over the weekend on the 2026 gubernatorial race. He officially ended speculation, saying he is not interested in running.
I'm not going to be a candidate for governor in 2026. In fact, I'm going to continue my work as president of Young America's Foundation.
Walker didn't rule out a possible future run for another office. Republicans Bill Berrien and Josh Showman and Democrat Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez all set to run for governor. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley also plans to launch a campaign soon. Senator Ron Johnson is weighing in on the governor's race. The Wisconsin Republican says the party needs to get behind a single candidate by early next year. Last week, Governor Tony Evers announced he won't seek a third term. If you're traveling on Rose Street today, expect to see a police presence. Police say they'll conduct speed enforcement on Rose Street between Clinton and Palace. No word on the specific hours. And another travel alert. George Street in La Crosse is closed between Clinton and Logan for sewer repair work. Northbound traffic should use Ranger Drive. Southbound should use Gillette, Rose, and Clinton. The construction is expected to last until Friday.
Take a look at your local weather here. We've got temperatures that are still warming. Humid as well, breezy from this morning, and we could see breezier winds getting into tomorrow as well, with winds getting up to maybe near 50 miles per hour once again like they were earlier this morning. We'll also get into this, as you can see, about 1.5 inches or so or less in the forecast for our weather as we go over the next 72 hours. In fact, we'll see that continue on possibly even later on today and then again tonight, coming back over tonight and then going back again tomorrow into the day, and then back again Wednesday night, possibly into early Thursday. But drier conditions will ensue, follow more of those 80s and 70, upper 70s to finish out the day going into the weekend. And then by next week, we're much cooler with temperatures still holding on to those low 80s as we are. So we're a little bit below seasonal average by then, but of course, temperatures will be just a couple of degrees warmer, but it'll still feel cooler on your skin with this wind that continues to pick up gradually day to day.
Day of the 90s for now to get through today.
Pretty much.
Today is our hot day.
And food.
A little bit of relief. All right. Well, we'll be looking forward to that. I'm sure who knows what's going to happen once your 8-day runs out,
Do you
right?
see my face
Anything
right
can
now?
happen. And you're ready for it.
Right.
Thank you for waking up with us. We will see you back here at noon.